March the 29th. This is the earliest I've deliberately tried for a gravel pit tench. Tench have been feeding well on the local canals for a few weeks now, and there's this lovely southwesterly pushing in. It's mild, pressure's dropping next day or two, so the omens are good. Big weed bed dominating most of the right hand side of the swim, so I'm trying to get the right hand rod within a couple of yards of that. But the intention is to night fish tonight. It might be a bit difficult with the rain. Been inspired by Ed Jackson of the Tench Fishers, who's had some good results early spring fishing through the night. So we'll see how we get on. Perfect conditions really, nice and mild. Double figure temperatures tonight, just about I think. Could do without the rain, but generally can't have a nice low pressure system without a bit of the wet stuff. Got 48 hours. We'll see how we get on. There was a carper up near opposite who's gone. And I think the tench angler is down in the mid to higher 60s is gone as well. Just this lunatic sat here as it gets dark and it's pissing down with rain. Although I'm quite confident, I must admit. Got a nice spot, surrounded by weed beds. Just hope the rain doesn't get so hard that I can't fish effectively. Just gone. It's 20 past 11. Just recast, but I'm actually in the bed now. So, blowing up quite a wind out there. It's ideal conditions. I'll set the timer for 90 minutes, and hopefully I can get up and do a recast. Unless it's pissing down rain, it can stay as it is. I didn't catch overnight or the next day, despite the apparent good conditions. However, at 3 o'clock the following morning, I was out in a break in the rain to catch a tench of just under 4 pounds. My gravel pit season was underway. Well, the sausages are on. Just need them tench to turn on. Blank night last night. So he picks a maggot up. That tweeting in the background is his good lady. Where has she gone? Oh, there she is. Difficult to see on the phone camera. He'll be up there in a minute. 24 hours in and I was starting to worry I'd got the location wrong. This lovely 5-pounder indicated I hadn't though, and it was quickly followed by a beautiful 7-pounder in the evening sun. With a couple of lovely fish already landed, I enjoyed a stunning moonrise casting bright shadows as she rose through the trees behind me. Added to the visual splendour, the tench fed in the first couple of hours of dark, and I added 2 6s and a 5-pounder to the list. That's a lovely tench in the early April sunshine. 7:13. Lovely dark fish. Absolutely beautiful. returned to Horseshoe later in April and decided to try the deeper waters of Winter Bay. Unfortunately, that was fruitless, as was the end of the session in a secluded swim in Summer Bay. Apart from a lost carp, there was nothing to report. In early May, with some warm sunshine, the trees and bushes were starting to show their spring foliage. Despite some lovely scenery, this session was also tensionless. However, I did manage to film an extraordinary event when a pike attacked a raft of ducklings. Fortunately, they all seemed to survive for now, but with the sharks regularly patrolling the shallows, it was likely their numbers would be reduced eventually. Nature, raw in tooth. The next session, on the 15th of May, was the open waters in front of the 50s pegs. Here, the water drops away to 7 feet or so at range. This area is quite often weedy, but I was pleased to find plenty of clear area options to set some traps. Despite the persistent northwesterly wind blowing up to this end of the lake, no bites were forthcoming, and once again, there were no fish sightings or capture reports to initiate a move. All was quiet. Where were those tench? Here come the geese. Second week in June. Don't know how well the camera's picking up. There's a lot of willow herb on the surface. Usually when that's here and it's hot, it's quite often accompanied by a lot of tench in the bay. Already had one occurrence on the maggots. Don't know whether it was an aborted take or a big liner. I picked the rod up, and as soon as I moved the feeder, there was a big patch of what looked like tench bubbles came up. So signs are good. Good thing about Horseshoe is you can get fish in the late afternoon, evening. Bit atypical in that respect, but obviously I'm looking forward to the morning. Closer in, however, there's a fair bit of weed, so when I do catch one, and I think I will connect to a couple of tench at least this weekend, that might be a bit hairy out there. Last session for me on the Horseshoe this year. Beautiful place. The promise of the session was soon realised. In the gorgeous heat of the evening, a run of fish in a 2-hour feeding spell, all on maggots. 2 6-pounders, 2 4-pounders, and just before 8 PM, a fabulous fight ensued which tested all my skills in weed negotiation and delivered a fantastic new male personal best of 8 pounds and 4 ounces. What a wonderful fish. God, what an absolute belter of a male tench, come on. Just pure muscle, come on. Absolutely fantastic. 8 pounds 4 ounces. PB by just under a pound. Overnight, my satisfied sleep was disturbed by a screaming take at 1:30 in the morning. It was quite difficult managing the weed in the dark, but it was all worth it with a beautiful female of 7 pounds and 12 ounces. Perfect conditions, mid-afternoon on this hot, humid day. Lovely ripple from a southerly. I think the tench is still feeding. With such a promising change in the weather, My decision to stay on was vindicated by a superb run of fish just after 11:30, with 3 7-pounders and a splasher to end my final session of the year on Horseshoe with aplomb.